Hello, and welcome back to Fanboys of Gaming Podcast. I am one of your two hosts, Christopher.
I'm Michael.
And I completely drew a blank on what I was saying, folks. Oh yeah, and as always, we've got some nice goodies for you today.
Of course. All right,
Of course.
We got some stuff on Halo 5.
Yes.
Halo 5 December update. We have some delays. We have Xbox talking about their next update and when it's going to come. Just a little bit. We have some PS4 sneaky update news.
PS4 news.
Oh boy, your favorite.
Yeah.
And then we have some news about one of the bigger PC games that's early access on Steam right now, coming to Xbox One.
All
So,
right. But
let's start out with Halo.
First, yes, Halo. Now, I don't know if any of you have played Halo. Well, that's such a stupid question. If you are watching this podcast, you most likely play Halo. As you know, 343 Industries took over with Halo 4, and they just released Halo 5, and it hasn't even been out for very long. How long has it been? Like a month and a half?
Yeah, maybe 2 at this point. It hasn't been out that long.
Call of Duty came out a few weeks after it.
Yeah, Call of Duty came out at the beginning of this month.
It.
I think it came out in October.
It came out late October.
Yeah. It was Halo, then Call of Duty, then Tomb Raider and Fallout.
November 6th was Call of Duty, and I know that it was October 20-something that Halo 5 came out. But anyway, the community was leaked, quote, leaked, as if it wasn't intended. The reveal of some of the new gadgets and weapons for Halo 5. One of which I actually really like, is the Mark V Mjolnir helmet. Now, if you are unaware of what this helmet is, you shouldn't be. If you are a Halo fan, you should be ashamed of yourself. What?
Mark IV, not Mark
Oh, I'm
5.
sorry. Oh, my God. I'm just telling people to be ashamed of themselves. The point is, if you are not aware of what this helmet is, you should be ashamed of yourself. It was the helmet that Master Chief wore in the original Halo before he upgraded to the Mjolnir Mark V, which is the face that we all know and love today.
Yes. Well, he had that like awkward looking helmet. Okay.
The better way to describe it is, if you've ever seen Red vs. Blue, it's Caboose's helmet.
Yeah. And then they're putting in the M41 rocket launcher. Well, here, let me quote this. One of the new weapons looks like the M41 rocket launcher, while it also appears that players are getting the Mark IV helmet and some black and gold weapon skins. We grabbed some screens from the video, which you can see in the gallery. Let me look at this. Yeah, the Mark IV helmet's in there.
That's Caboose if I've ever seen him.
Looks kind of awkward, but it's so weird. It's so like small. But Forge World is also coming in December, so that's exciting. I'm very excited about Forge. I always like to see the crazy crap people come up with for it.
Okay, Forge World. Mike and I had quite a fun time with Forge World in Halo Reach, because Halo Reach really changed Forge. Originally, before, you could only, change the spawns up and add weapons, and that's not a bad thing. It just very personalized game types you could play on. But Halo Reach, you had this huge open world where you could just build whatever you wanted, and I would always build this enormous, awesome castle base, and Mike would just make a dud.
That's my thing.
In fairness, whenever we play Minecraft, who's the one building the house and who's the one mining?
I like mining for resources.
I'm building the house. That reminds me of, we had a buddy named Mason who I would literally send off to get me all of my materials. I have no idea why he did it. I just go, hey dude, can you go get me this? He'd go like, yeah. And I
he was so excited about it.
Yeah, I never had to go looking for materials, but this isn't about Minecraft. So, personally, for me, and as you know, this whole podcast is about us just talking about it. We're just giving our opinions. You guys can form your own. I'm more interested in seeing some maps. Some armor is nice. I guess some new weapons are nice. But I want to see the maps. That's what everyone really wants.
I would like some new maps. That would be cool.
Definitely like some new maps.
So I don't know.
Once I see some of that, I'll be a little bit more enthusiastic about it. Until then, it's just kind of, oh look, caboose.
Here's a new helmet. Here's some. I like the weapon ideas. You can have more stuff swap out on the field instead of just sniper shotguns.
I'm not fighting that. It's just it just seems very little to me.
Mm-hmm.
I would, I'd really want to see some maps. Those are the ones that
they're working on Forge. So once Forge is out of the way, probably
we will most likely end up doing a ramblings for playing on Forge World.
I would enjoy that a lot.
Yes. If you are not aware of ramblings, they are when Mike and I, or Mike, Justin, and I basically sit around on a couch, my couch, and my house is nicest.
My house. And
just play a game. It usually sucks because we're bad at games.
Yeah,
but
we're pretty bad.
I'm a great builder.
Yes,
like Rain Man. I'm an excellent driver.
So what would you like to talk about next?
I don't know. There's so much.
There's so many.
Okay. Now, I'm going to go into this one very delicately because I feel like it's a subject that everyone can relate to in their own way.
Okay.
So, picture this for all of you Call of Duty Zombies fans. And I'm not talking about Advanced Warfare Zombies. We're talking like Black Ops 2, Call of the Dead. It's round 31. The odds are against you. Everyone is low on ammo. Everyone uses the mystery box and gets poop. So what do they try and do? We try and put on some music. Some really good music that really, like, adrenaline music. It's everyone wants to play their own music on their console. Now, and Xbox One included that ability in a very, very bad implementation.
Yeah, you can only really play it off of like a USB stick or DLNA, which, to be fair, a lot of people don't even know how to set that up. I don't know how to set that up.
I don't know how to set that up.
I don't want to take the time to set it up. Honestly,
it's really bad when you're our tech person and you don't know how to set it up.
I don't want to take the time to even learn it. Honestly, I don't care that much. I'm like, just give me the Spotify app. I just want to go Xbox Spotify, and it just there it is.
Yeah, but the thing is that for the Xbox, for people that don't own an Xbox One, Snap is an ability that the Xbox One has to basically almost shrink your app a little bit that you're in and bring up a sidebar of other information.
That's very useful.
Like the party, your friends list, and personally, it's actually a really good idea. Ever since the new update, they made it even quicker. I cannot tell you how many times Mike's crappy internet gets him kicked from the game, and within 5 seconds, I go to my main screen, Snap, go to party, invite him to the party, and snap right back into my game without ever even skipping a beat. Now, the bad news is the only way that the music can be playing is with Snap open.
Yeah.
Which means your app is shrank. And if you unshrink it, the music stops, which sucks.
Yeah, that's a bummer. That's not cool.
It really sucks.
But they're working on it.
They are. Don't we have a quote, Michael?
Yes, we do. Hold on. Here it is. This quote is from Xbox engineering boss Mike Ybarra. I hope I said that right.
Ybarra.
The quote is, background music is on that list, and the list he is referring to are upcoming features that they're working on. He said on the latest Inner Circle podcast, Windows 10 will help us as we think about what's the right way to deliver that, and we want to do it in a way that surprises fans. Let's see. Ybarra added, Microsoft is thinking about Xbox One background music functionality in a similar way to screenshots, another much requested feature that was eventually delivered. About screenshots, Ybarra said, quote, we could have released something that was medium quality, however... Oh, no, that's on the quote, I'm sorry. However, the company also wanted to, quote, surprise, unquote, users and waited until it could offer a more robust experience complete with .png file format.
Now, basically, if you want a medium quality device, use Cortana. Sorry, I wanted to make a joke. Go ahead, continue.
So here's another quote from him, continuing talking about background music. As we look at background music and we figure out where... Oh, there's
You
a
want me to
typo in
read?
here.
You're skipping.
No, there's a typo in here. It
I
says
see it.
where.
I see it.
Figure out where does it fit and what's the technical solution that makes sense. We want to make sure it's something that pleases everybody. And certainly it's on the list. Certainly we're looking at it, and it's something we'd all like to have as well. So they're working on it. But that isn't going to come. Yeah, that's not coming until February.
And that's even if it's assumed. He doesn't, from what I can tell, he doesn't say that it's going to come out in February. In fact, he seems to make it very clear that it's on the list.
Yes, it's on the list.
Which leads me to
Go ahead.
Sorry, it leads me to believe that it is clearly not a top priority for them. As when you really think about it, it shouldn't be. I'm sure there are other things. They just had their new update. There's other things to fix
Cortana
that are more important than having background music. But at the same time, it would be really nice just to get a date. I'd rather him just be straightforward and go, it's not coming in February. But we're working on it.
So here was another quote from him. This article is dated from 6 days ago, whereas the last article was dated... I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the date. The 22nd. So that was today. So this article is older, but this is where he talks about the next major update. So he says, same gentleman, Yabar, his quote is, February is our next update. The reason behind this is that we all like to have level stability over the holidays. Quote, it's not the best time for consumers to have new features, certainly not the best time for the team either, continues Yabar. Quote, that stability is really important. So they don't want to, they don't want it to be the holiday season and to kind of like screw everybody up by pushing out an update and then, you know, around Christmas time, people opening up their stuff, like, thinking they know what they're going to do because they played it at their friend's house or something like that, you know, and then it being completely different. So, I see what their point is there, and it gives them plenty of time to work on bigger and better things. So
now, in something a little bit, I am aware through comments and through actual wording from Mike that I can sometimes put a little bit too much hate towards PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation made a hell of a better game system than I could ever make. That being said, I like that Xbox really does take that, at least from their point of view, take that initiative to make sure that everything is good for the holidays. Unfortunately, not hating, just stating a fact, a lot of times PlayStation Network goes down on Christmas Eve and Christmas, depending on its a fact. It is. I'm not hating on it. It is just a fact.
Yeah, they get a lot of server traffic, especially during that like the 3 days. So like you're kind of
everyone's getting their consoles.
Yeah, everybody's getting their consoles. Everybody's trying to play. So like playing Call of Duty. When you try to play Call of Duty on Christmas, good luck. Good luck to you. Good luck being able to play on those servers.
Bro.
It's not the servers are bad. The servers can just not handle that many people trying to play at one time.
Technology has limits.
Yes, it does.
No matter how much you do, and this is why I'm not hating on PlayStation 4. I'm sure that I'm a server, and something that I've learned from being a server is that people will complain to me saying, "Where's my food? Why is it taking so long?" And I think to myself, if I could bring you out your food right now, don't you think I would?
Also, you're not a cook, so
get you a better tip. The point I'm trying to make is that people don't understand certain lines of work, and neither of us are developers, so we have absolutely no idea. And I'm sure that if PlayStation could do it, they would in an instant. I'm sure that there are technical limitations.
Yeah, they're working on stuff. They just want to get the most requested. Both of them, Xbox and PlayStation, are both trying to get out their new things as much as they are giving people what they want. But giving people what they want tends to seem to be like they're pushing 2 big updates a year. Like, here's the new stuff we want you to have, and here's also the stuff you requested. So they're both doing very well with listening to certain things. I wish Sony would listen a little bit more, with certain things, but like people have been asking to change their fucking PSN names for like 8 years and they just won't do it. So
You can't change your PSN name?
nope. Once you pick your name, you're screwed. That's it. You're done.
Oh, that sucks.
It does. It's because of the way they built the PSN. It's all sorts of like nobody even fucking knows how that thing works. They have no idea. And then the trophy system is like a different thing altogether. Like the PSN server with the name and like your stats and stuff is different than the trophy system. So it's not all linked together into one thing, and it's nobody knows how it works really.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fucked up. But anyways, moving on. I'm gonna save what I think is the best for last. So I want to talk about.
You're talking about PS4. Is that what you're saying for last?
The sneaky PS4 update.
Sneaky PS4. You got it. It's worth the wait, folks.
It's pretty good.
It's really cool. It really is.
So I'm gonna.
Can I talk about it when it comes time though? Can I start it?
Yes, you can.
I start it. I have a great intro for it. I just thought of it. Okay.
Okay. So I want to talk about one more thing for the Xbox One. So the Xbox One is getting here's the quote from the article. It's talking about Ark. Ark is it's called Ark Survival Evolved. It's basically Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
So the quote from this GameSpot article is, the game comes to consoles through the Xbox One's early access style game preview program. That is a mouthful. Which is fitting, considering the PC version remains in early access on Steam. Ark's non-final status hasn't kept people away, however, as the PC edition has sold more than 2 million copies to date. It costs $30 on Steam. Though, as part of the game preview on Xbox One, users will be able to play a free trial, then decide if they want to commit. It is unclear, however, if the PC edition's numerous updates will be included with the Xbox One release. So, I like Ark. It looks really cool, but it's one of those, like, I'm iffy on early access stuff because sometimes it works and sometimes the game never even comes out. Like, the developer just takes the money and runs. So,
sounds about right.
I mean, the people that are making Ark clearly haven't done that yet. They're clearly still working to get the game out, get the game running. It's very, very buggy. And early access has always been kind of a way to, if they didn't get enough initial funding, or if, they don't have a publisher, people can help them out by that way instead of going through like a Kickstarter or something. They can play the game, make recommendations, and be like, well, this certain area, or I did this certain thing and it created a bug. So they can get feedback that way. It's a good way to Q&A too. So.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's interesting. I think there's going to be more bugs because, to be fair, the Xbox One and the PS4 are both, when it comes to normal gaming computers, low par. But that's because they're 2 years old now, and PC computers are changing every couple of months. There's always something new, something better. Go ahead.
Also important to keep in mind is that the consoles are still relatively young. People often forget that when new games come out, like a sequel to an old game, the graphics look better, and they almost forget that it's on the same console, is because people learn how to better develop for those consoles as their lifespan continues.
Exactly.
If I recall, the first Call of Duty to come out on the 360, I believe, was 4, and it was Modern Warfare. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. And if you look at that compared to, let's say, Black Ops 2 on the 360 as well, they look totally different. Even though they were on the same console, one was developed very early in the 360's lifespan, and the other was developed at the end. Which it kind of sucks. You would hope that you'd get the best quality games while the system's young.
But they got to figure out how it works. And to be fair, the biggest problem with last generation was the PS3 itself. I'm not going to hate on the PS3. It was just, it's been stated by lots of developers that it was very hard to develop for due to the system software and the hardware that was put into it. So the PS3 didn't get good looking games for a while either. And
I thought the PS3 had great looking games.
No, they do, but it just, like, some of the games, like Skyrim couldn't run on the PS3 for a long time. Bethesda couldn't make it work. They tried, and they eventually got it, but it took them a very, very long time to get that game to work on the PS3. So, I mean, when you think about it, in another year or two, these games are going to look ridiculous. Like, they already look very, very good, but in another year or two, they're going to be crazy to be able to
For
see
all
what
of
they
you,
can do.
for all of you that are thinking we are hating on Sony and PlayStation, you just wait till the end.
I love PlayStation.
You just wait. You just wait.
I don't have a PlayStation
And then-
tattoo, but I love PlayStation.
Okay, let's take a look. And then we have a delay.
Yes, another delay.
Oh, that's so rare in gaming.
Oh God, somebody delayed something to make sure it was good. Oh dear Lord, whatever will we do? The internet.
Cry. I would just cry for a while. That's
People
I'd
get
do.
so upset about delays. I'm like, what does it matter? Like, 6 good games just came out. You're still gonna play them until these games come out. And there's probably gonna be 1 or 2 more good games in between then. So
We're
it's not
teasing
like,
too much. Just
yeah.
get into it.
Sorry. Alright, so Deus Ex Mankind Divided has been delayed. It was originally slated for February 23rd. The game will now hit shelves exactly 6 months later on August 23rd.
And that's a direct quote from the article, correct?
Yes, this is a direct quote from Polygon. This is a quote from Idios Montreal's head of studio, David Anfossi. I hope I said that right. Excuse me. The quote is, "As we are now playing through the game in full, we can see that it will require more time in post-production for tuning, iterations, and refinement to meet our high standards. It is the second game originally meant to launch on February 23rd that has been pushed out of that slot. Mirror's Edge was also supposed to come out on that date, but it was delayed until the 24th. Far Cry Primal is the only title of the original 3 still scheduled for its February 23rd release." So,
Boo-hoo. If
Yeah.
you really want a good game, you're just going to have to wait. That's how
Yeah.
it goes.
yeah, just let them make the game. It'll come out. Hopefully they took their time and it looks good and it works good. And that's really what most people, tend to forget. I saw something earlier and it was like, game comes out too early and is buggy. Oh, this game's shit. They didn't take their time on it. Game gets delayed. Oh my god, it's getting delayed. I'm never going to get to play it. You just can't win with people.
People are always going to fight. But now we have the juicy stuff.
The tasty news. Oh
The
boy.
tasty news. For those of you that are unaware, the PlayStation 2 was the best-selling video game console in history to date so far.
Of all
I
time.
don't know the exact figure. It reminds me of Agent Washington from Red vs. Blue. That was the worst throw ever
Of
all time. Not my fault. Someone put a wall in my way. Oh, caboose. We already talked about you. Go away. I don't know what the exact figure was. That was a hint for you to look up the exact figure.
I am very much looking at it. Lifetime sales. The PS2 has sold over 155 million units as of March 2012.
And I believe its closest competition is the original Nintendo DS, and it's pretty far behind.
Yeah, no, the PS2 was a ridiculous selling console.
It was amazing, and it was great. It was great for a single player experience with no online. That system was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Little fun fact: Brazil had internet access on it using Netflix. They could stream only in Brazil. I know it's a crazy, but it's
Why
true.
Brazil? Why only
I don't
Brazil?
know.
It's such a weird.
I don't know. That was where it was released.
It's so
I
weird.
know that's funny, but it's true. They are, as we know it, installing a PS2 emulator onto the PS4.
It's there. It's already there. They snuck it in with the last PS4 update. The sneaky bastards.
You didn't tell me that. I thought
did. They snuck it in there. Nobody knew. Nobody knew
trying
until.
to make me look like an idiot on
No.
YouTube.
Nobody knew until damn it, what are the games? Hold on, I'm gonna try to find them real quick, because there was so they released some old PS2 games that were Star Wars related in collaboration with Battlefront coming out, and then they revealed that those weren't HD remastered games or ported to the PS4. They're emulated games, and that they put the emulation in the last PS4 update. And let's see the exact quote though from Sony. I'm gonna quote the entire segment here from, where am I? Business Insider. Okay. Sony confirmed as much to Wired on Thursday evening. We are, quote from Sony, we are working on utilizing PS2 emulation technology to bring PS2 games forward to this current generation. But that's all they'd say. They don't want to talk about anything else because PSX is on December 5th, which I'm sure they're gonna come out and be like, boom, PS2 games.
Dude, this is awesome.
I know,
this is the kind of thing that has the potential to hugely boost the PS4 sales.
True, but only if they do it right and they put because the PS3 had both emulation and then they had the you could buy the ported games.
They had a version of the console that could play the PS2 games.
Yeah, the 60 gig 4-port USB. But then they later on came out with PlayStation Classics, which would let you play PS1 games, PS2 games, and I think they were ported instead of being emulated, so you could buy them from the PlayStation store. But you couldn't play
something. I'm listening.
Okay.
Sorry.
So you couldn't put in your original disc and just play the game that way. You had to go buy it from the store, which kind of sucks. But if you've never played, hypothetically, you never play Final Fantasy VII, and you're like, I want to go play Final Fantasy VII. It was $10 to buy Final Fantasy VII now on a disc is like $110.
I kind of figured most likely the ports of it would be much cheaper.
Oh yeah,
as kind of compensation for, hey, sorry, we don't have the backwards compatibility, but we'll give it to you super cheap.
So I'm interested to see how this goes down because so now it's another back and forth, right? Xbox came out with 360 backwards compatibility. PS4, Sony was like, well, we have PlayStation now, so we don't really want to screw ourselves because we just spent a couple $1 million on this service. So we're going to give you PS2 backwards compatibility. And now Xbox is going to be like, well, shit, now we got to do Xbox compatibility. Which they did talk about beforehand when the original 360, when they announced that the 360 would be coming onto the Xbox One. People were like, well, what about original Xbox games? And they're like, it's going to be really, really hard. It was really, really hard to get the 360 games on there. So
it makes you think gamers should just be like, hey, thanks.
Yeah, just
not just
be thankful.
Hey, we're finally bringing you guys 360 games. What about original?
Just don't be ungrateful.
Ungrateful?
Yeah, don't be ungrateful. You could play your old games. If you really want to play them that bad, go buy a 360. I have a PS2. Why? Because I really like playing PS2 games. I don't play it that often.
Reminds me of that online picture I saw. It was a girl crying at Christmas with a white iPhone 4S box, and she was like, "I can't believe my parents got me the white iPhone 4S. I freaking hate them."
Yeah, I wanted the black.
Ungrateful.
So ungrateful.
Ungrateful. But
just accept it. They're doing things. They're listening to people. They're trying, but there's more of us than there are of them.
There are. To quote Mike Matisco, it is a wonderful time to be a gamer. Anyway, that is everything we have for you today. Check us out on fanboysofgaming.com for all of your latest gaming news. Feel free to join the Facebook group that we have where you will find other fans of gaming. Also, Mike and I will be putting our Xbox One gamer tags in the description. Feel free to add us. We frequently play Call of Duty and Zombies and even Halo. We have a lot of games that we play together now that he's actually got an Xbox One. Thank you, Michael, being quite a few months late. But feel free, add us, invite us. We'll play happily. I love playing games. It's a great time to be a gamer.
I need friends.
Anyway, Mike doesn't need friends. Anyway, I'm Christopher.
I'm Michael.
And we will see you in the next one.
That we will.